Hello and welcome to the final episode of the Maritime CEO Tech Leader mini-series powered by Ocean Technologies Group. Now, through the last 5 or 6 weeks, we've heard from the former COO of Shazam, the president of BIMCO on green shipping, the CEO of the Digital Container Shipping Association, top names discussing how training has gone virtual pretty much overnight, as well as last week's panel on the future of chartering. Here to discuss key takeaways from the series is Morten Lind-Olsen from the Norwegian maritime digital platform Dualog. Now, Morten is the perfect guy to sum up the messages and themes that he's gleaned from these episodes. We often get him to do so in our maritime CEO forums. I can well recall one quip made a couple of years back in Singapore where you, Morten, said the shipping industry is nearer to Kodak and Nokia than Facebook and Uber. Still, things have moved on dramatically since then, and there's no denying that COVID has sped up shipping's adoption of a more daily digital kind of operation. So it's a question we've been asking everyone in this little mini-series of ours. By how much would you say COVID has sped up, turbocharged shipping's digital path?
That's an interesting question, which is also a difficult question. And my point of view is, of course, as a vendor. So I'm not an insider in shipping, but I've been working with shipping for many years. And I think this digital transformation that we're talking about, that's been ongoing long before COVID was around. And I think this has been driven by several points. First of all, actually, the vendors and the technology that wants to show in the industry, this is how you could improve. So digital instrument, digital devices on board has been around for ages. The same goes with kind of data sources, devices that the shipping industry wants to have more. And as bandwidth has increased, it's more and more interest to get the data ashore to optimize on stuff. And then again, we also had this greener and safer focus in the past years and security. So digitization has been like Maggie Thatcher was in UK in the 80s. It's about getting more efficient in all directions. That's ongoing. For me, I also we have a company working with fisheries, and I think that's an interesting analogy because in the fisheries, you do the catch reporting of environmental reasons and also for markets reasons. So actually knowing what's going on board real time in itself is very, very important. So the Norwegian fisherman has this saying, there's no one in such a hurry as a dead fish. So you need to be in the market very shortly. And also we have since 2018 been working with NYK on a large project where their objective is to get data ashore, analyze both for asset management purposes. They have like thousands of sensors on board. They need all this data on the shore side, and they want to analyze and optimize operations. And of course, the other things like fuel optimizations and everything. So the need for digitalization, that was around long before COVID. There's no doubt about that. Then with the COVID-19, I think you will have a speed up on the obvious things, on trainings, on file sharing. There's a lot of stuff that you can do quite better with digital means, and that's also in the long-term business. There is one problem, and if I look at our customers, you could say there is a 50-50 approach to whether we want to save costs in these times of COVID or we want to improve business. And basically those two should go hand in hand. But I think it's unclear to me whether the willingness to really invest in digitization is around, or it's more like you will try to run as efficient as possible or cost efficient. So I'm not so sure about the turbocharging coming up. In a way, I think you will have a speed up, quite obviously.
Okay, now let's just try to look more long-term if possible. Is there anything, in terms of long-term tech trends that you can see emerging for shipping from this pandemic?
Yeah, again, whether it's a pandemic or just a natural evolvement, I couldn't say. But I think in the long term, you talked about the Kodak moment. I think there's a silent revolution ongoing where shipping is a part of a chain. And whether the ship owner is going to be the bosses in the future, that's unclear to me. So it might as well be Amazon or DHL running the show. Because as I said, things will become digital. there is still one major obstruction, and that is the connectivity, the bandwidth. So you don't find commercial ships on real internet still. And you see that the satellite industry is struggling. Quite a few players are actually under strong financial problems, meaning that it's not so easy to provide good bandwidth at sea. It's a small market, to put it that way. So I think that this silent revolution might end up in something completely different in shipping, where the digital and integrated ship is a part of. So that's for one thing. And the other thing that I think is the way of working. In shipping, it's very relational. We meet in Hong Kong, you and I, we meet in Singapore. Perhaps we will meet more often like this. And I think the way of conducting business will change. That's a permanent change for the better of the efficiency, for the cost savings, and for the better of the planet Earth.
Well, thank you for this, Morten, and for being such a great supporter of our media titles over the years. We'll be back tomorrow with a special Day of the Seafarer episode on board a ship transiting the Panama Canal. In the meantime, everyone, stay sane and sanitized. Thank you.